Hello there. In learning to use an industrial sewing machine, first and foremost, you need to learn how to sew straight stitches. So if you can't get a paper like this with lines already drawn, you can get a plain sheet and draw straight lines to be able to sew. And here is our stitch regulator. Tell us the size of stitches we'd want to use. If it's big, if it's small, so we turn it to small by going lower to 3, and then 4 is just the one I use that is balanced, and then 5 is biggest. So I'll show you how it looks at the end of it. So in this case, we'd learn to sew the straight stitches using this, and then raise up the footer by raising up the lifter, the bar lifter. So we raise it up with our knee and then switch it on. So first and foremost, you need to use the reverse pedal. So that reverse pedal helps lock the stitch. You see how I'll lock it here? I'll reverse and lock, press this reverse, lock it. So it helps that the stitches do not leave its line. So we'll lock at the beginning, we'll lock at the end, like you've seen here. Then I'll show you, because I'm holding the camera, my stitches will be going somewhat to the left or right, but you get the picture. So this just helps you learn and perfect your skill in getting straight stitches. So as a fashion designer, you need to be perfect and work towards perfection to make your work exceptionally neat. So here is the 5. So to make the stitches wider or bigger, so I'll sew this and you see the difference when comparing the two of them. Then I lock it. The thread out so that it doesn't leave the needle and you have to start threading your sewing machine again. So can you see how big the other one is, the 5, and then the other one that is 4 is smaller. So next you learn how to fold. This rooms folding and then sewing at that edge. So everything is just step by step. When you're done with one, you move to the next. When you're done with the next, you move to. So you keep moving and improving and getting better. So learning to stitch the rims of a fabric just to lock it in is very important. So here it is. And then the next phase is having to sew circles and different shapes. So I use the curve ruler to form this shape and then use the sewing machine to sew it out. So the industrial sewing machine, the speed and precision, you have to hold on to the balance wheel. Not hold on necessarily, just touch the balance wheel a bit while pressing on your pedal on the ground. So you press on the pedal lightly and then use your balance wheel to just start it out. So don't forget to like and subscribe, as that will help this channel grow. Thank you. So it's sew round in all the shapes, and then when you're able to control the speed, you're able to get precision in your sewing and get all these lines, your sewing would just be exceptional and perfect. So this is good for those who are learning, as well as it's also good for those who have been sewing for years, but their precision, their sewing is not so neat, it's not so perfect. You can try this on a manual sewing machine, you can do this on this industrial sewing machine. So either way, when you're learning precision, you give yourself such tasks like this and learn to perfect your skill in sewing. That I've been using one hand to sew this because the other is trying to hold on to the camera whilst we're doing this. So the precision, we're still trying, and you see the neat work at the end of it. So practice does make perfect. And at the end, you see the back, you see behind how it looks. So let's cut out the thread, then you see how it looks, how the stitches are formed at the back. So that will tell you whether or not your precision is on point. Can you see? So if you need more work, you'd work on it, and if you feel that you've gotten your grip on it, you move on to the next phase. So you should know how to make use of the sewing machine using the measurements on the sewing machine. So the sewing machine has different measurements. It has the 1/4 inch, 1/4, as tagged on the sewing machine, and it has the 1/2 inch. It also has the 1/4 inch, and as well as the 1 inch. So in sewing and trying to get your perfection in sewing, some of them you don't need to mark if you're good with having to use these marks at the side. ensuring that it's exactly on the lines that you'd want it, and all through you keep up with it. So I sewed this circle all around, and it turned out well, although the fabric was so light, but then again it turned out beautifully. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and get better, keep practicing. And if there's anything you'd want me to post about, do mention, and I'll make sure I keep them in line and get them all done. Thank you. Bye.